So from today, we're going to be starting our advanced communication video series, and we're going to be starting with keywords. And to get things started, we're going to be going over 3 calls today, or 3 different keywords that we can use when in game. And those are reactionary calls. So these can be used in 2 situations. The first one is when you get a kill. You have 3 main choices, or they can be used as standalone keywords just when a certain scenario appears. So we're going to go over 3. We have react, we have freeze, and we have domino. And then we're going to talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to go over a demo versus LDLC and endpoint on Inferno, and we're going to watch that on Skybox. And what we'll be able to see there is 2 situations where these calls have been used. So let's start with React. So React's a really simple one. Basically, when you use a React is you react yourself or teammates onto map control or site control. So in the scenarios where this might be used, when there's too many opponents in one spot, or when you hear or see a CT doing a protocol. So we'll give our first example. So in the scenario, what we're going to have is Lambert on LDLC will be going into top banana. They're on an eco buy or a force, sorry, and endpoint are on a full buy. So what we're going to see here is Lambert is going to get the first kill. He's then going to be traded, but he's going to see 2 CTs. So there were 3 banana and then 2 A site. As soon as he has this info, what we're going to see is an instant reaction from the T side. So here we go. He pushes in, gets the first kill. He's instantly traded out by these 2 players. And there, at this moment, he has confirmation. They were then playing 3B. So this would be a perfect scenario for him to basically tell his team, react A. And what that simple communication, or what that simple keyword is going to do for his team is filter them all directly towards the A site. So as you can see, upon the moment he dies, they instantly react towards the A site. They're going to lose this round anyway, but it's a perfect example of where Lambert has died. He's got the information, which would require a quick A react, and he's pushed that information forward, and his team was able to capitalize on this scenario. So that's React. Now, this can be used in many different scenarios. It's not just about when you spot certain players, but if you have some form of info advantage on the opponents, then you could react your teammates to an opposite part of the site. For example, if you're on long, on overpass, for example, and you see a guy jump spotting you, then at that point, you might have been spotted. You might have an over rotation from the B site to the A site, thinking that it's going to be an A execute, and you could react your teammates out onto the B site. So that's one example of React. So we'll go with freeze next. Now this one's really simple. So the way I like to use freeze is usually after a kill has been made, you're going to wait for some time for your opponents to make their next move. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on a kill, but the most case scenarios it's going to be used on a kill. So I would usually say 10 to 15 seconds. That's a reasonable amount of time. There are teams which do 15 to 20 seconds, but in my opinion, that is a long time. And to stand around for so long doing not a lot is a little bit of a disadvantage for you guys. So it's used a lot on maps which are harder to play at a disadvantage. For example, Nuke can be quite hard to play at a disadvantage, similar to Dust 2, for example, and without map control as a CT. So I don't have an example of an example on Skybox, but it's pretty self-explanatory. When you get a kill and you think there could be a reaction from the opponents, this would be a good time for you just to call a freeze for your whole team. So it doesn't have to come from your in-game leader. It can come from a certain player. For example, if we want to use overpass, if you get a kill in, let's say, middle brackets area, then you could, for example, call a freeze, wait for the opponents. Let's see if they're going to try and reaggress banana if you've left banana control open, or let's see if they're going to try and reaggress brackets to try and get that advantage, or if they're going to go into more of a passive setup. And that would be an opportunity for us to use the freeze call. And finally, we have domino. So domino is the keyword that I use, but you can obviously use whatever you want. I've known some teams to use, for example, just the keyword of chicken, and that could mean the exact same thing. So for example, if they define chicken meaning the moment I get the first kill and I want to knock the opponents one down after the next, then I could use the call domino. The reason why I call it domino is basically it's self-explanatory. When you knock over a domino, the next one falls, the next one falls, the next one falls. So I call it domino. The explanation of that, you knock one opponent down, one after the other. And where this is usually good is when you don't have enough time to set up and execute and you want to capitalize on the moment. So again, going back into the LDLC demo, Uh, round 24, what we're going to see is one of the LDLC players is going to push themselves up banana, chaos. And the moment he gets the first kill, he's going to capitalize immediately with a domino. So he gets the first kill, he sees an opportunity to instantly attack the site and domino the next player down. So he pushes through the Molotov here and instantly dominoes the site. And what that's going to allow is his teammates are now going to instantly be able to catch up and take the site completely free, no enemy players left. And this is a good example of a domino effect where he's taken the first kill, he's seen the opportunity to carry on, take that next kill, and he's just going to call domino on the site. So he can call this to the rest of his team, I'm going to domino, and that would tell the rest of his teammates, okay, this is what my plan is right now. One simple keyword, everybody on the team knows exactly what he's doing. And now they have full control over the B site. They've got the bomb plant, and now they can search for the surviving place. And that is essentially that. 3 simple keywords, really, really good to use. The situations that I like to use them the best is the moment I get a kill as a player, or the moment my players were to get a kill, I would say there's 3 basic calls that you can make here. Can we react off it? Can we freeze off that? Or can we domino that? And if you can't do any of those 3 after you get a kill, then obviously there's going to be lots and lots of different options that you can have. Otherwise, as I said, you can use these as standalone calls. So you might just be in a random situation where react could be pretty good. You might also be in a random situation where you think the opponents might be doing something over the next 10 to 15, 20 seconds, and you might call a freeze. And the final one, obviously domino, that usually does require a kill. But that'll be it for today. Just some basic keywords. So hopefully I'll be uploading one of these daily, and we'll be introducing new and new keywords every single day. Feel free to name these whatever you want if you're going to use them. You don't have to call them these things. And that's it. So thanks a lot.